All right, everybody, welcome once more to another webcast of Monica at Home Christian Pornstar Edition. My name is Alexandra, but I am much better known as Monica Foster. Hopefully it won't always be that way, but many of you might know me from the adult movies I used to be in. You might know me from my official website, monicaf.com, but most importantly, I hope that you really get to know me from my website, monicaathome.com. Because monicaathome.com, if you really sat there and watched all my YouTube videos, you would see quite the transformation of somebody who wasn't making the best decisions to somebody who now is consciously trying to make much better decisions and live a truly purpose-driven life. So for everybody who's here in the chat room, I hope that you're doing well. I hope that you can see and hear me okay. If not, you can always check the archive on my YouTube, which is youtube.com/Monica at Home. So I've had quite the interesting week. Life on this end has hit a pretty nice spot, but there still are a lot of events and adventures transpiring over in my neck of the woods, or more like my neck of the desert. Let's see, where can I start as far as how I'm doing? Well, I'm attempting to start dating again, and I wound up meeting a fairly, I guess, middle of the road fellow this week. I don't think it's going to work out. But then again, I have to say that's my problem more so than his. I am quite difficult to mesh with. I'm quite the oddball. But I will say that he was very nice, a little immature for my taste, but still a nice guy. What I will start doing, though, through my future Monica at Home's in Christian Porn Stars, is start sharing a few dating tips, not necessarily for women, but for men. I guess, women could probably put them into their own dating skill set as well. But one thing that's been difficult for me as far as moving my life away from adult entertainment and going into the more normal realm has been my struggle with exactly when to be honest about my past with whoever it is that I'm seeing, because I do feel honesty is very important. Honesty can be one of the most difficult things that we deal with in life, but I've decided in regards to anyone that I date, from the very beginning, I'm going to be honest about my past, because, if I'd chosen to just stop doing adult work and move forward and not ever speak up about the truths and the dangers of it, then I could definitely just, bury my past. But considering a lot of the work that I and several acquaintances of mine and friends of mine do in regards to trying to bring awareness to the truths and the dangers of adult entertainment, it is a pretty, sizable chunk of my life, and it's something that I'm passionate about. It's something that I feel is important. So whoever I date, I feel like I have to share that. So anyway, with this guy that I decided to meet, and I did meet him from online. I am not opposed to online dating. It can be quite treacherous, but, I don't give up. I'm a little hard-headed. But I decided to be honest with him prior to meeting him about, the Monica Foster side of Alexandra. And we had some pretty extensive conversations on the phone prior to meeting. Then I met him, and what I came to realize is that even though this person, is someone I probably would like to be friends with, I thought he was nice enough, he wasn't experienced or worldly enough for me, because once you do go into the adult entertainment realm, your eyes are opened to quite a few things, not just in regards to life, but just, you get a deeper sense of people I find that both women and men who go into adult entertainment, when it comes to the opposite sex of whether you're a man or a woman, you do have a deeper sense of that person, whoever it is that you meet, than I think the normal everyday person does who's never gone into adult entertainment. That is, unless they're a psychologist. But then again, a lot of times as an adult entertainer, especially if you've ever been an exotic dancer, you basically should have an accredited degree in psychology. So anyway, this young man, a bit inexperienced, definitely somebody who was very marriage oriented, which I think is great. But, oh, and also this person was a Christian, which I thought was excellent. But just not for me. Not for me, but considering how he wasn't for me, you know, in the past I would look at it and be kind of angry in regards to certain parts of his personality. But nowadays it's kind of laughable because it's made me realize that I really know myself very well and I know what I want. I know what I'll tolerate. I know what I won't. And if that means that I have to be single for quite an extended amount of time, if not forever, I'm okay with it because I feel very comfortable with who I am, and it took a long time to get there. Alright, so anyway, because I am feeling particularly thankful today, I do want to read a little bit of Corinthians 2 for you guys. Alright? So here we go. But thanks be to God who always leads us in triumph in Christ and manifests through us the sweet aroma of the knowledge of Him in every place. For we are a fragrance of Christ to God among those who are being saved and among those who are perishing. To the one an aroma from death to death, to the other an aroma from life to life. And who is adequate for these things? For we are not like many, peddling the word of God, but as from sincerity, but as from God, we speak in Christ in the sight of God. So, I like that particular little bit from Corinthians because, you know, when you do walk with God and Jesus Christ, to people who don't walk with Jesus, who don't acknowledge Jesus, in my opinion, it really hurts them when you talk about Jesus. There's a lot of people I've started to receive emails from, actually, who are attached to the Los Angeles adult entertainment industry, who have wanted to debate. To all those people who want to have what they consider logical, rational debates, not interested, mainly because I feel like if you have to debate Jesus Christ or debate really much of anything that you're doing, that means that you're not quite sure and you're looking for proof that you're wrong, or that you have to overly prove whatever it is that you believe. And I'm just not with that. Not at all. So anyway, let's go ahead and take a break and let me look at the chat room and see what y'all are talking about. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Today's a bit of a loose Today's a loose Christian porn star. I don't have anything in particular I want to talk about. Oh, well, before I do answer any questions, one thing I do want to say to all the Californians out there, and I'm not in California, but if you are a Californian, there is something that's very important for you to vote yes on in November, and that is something called Measure B. You need to vote yes on Measure B. If it's something that you are not familiar with, please go to www.pornnewstoday.com. That's my adult industry news blog with, of course, my little quirky commentary on adult industry issues and news items. Over on the right-hand side, you will see that there is a banner that says yes on B. Click on that to learn about exactly why you need to vote to have this particular ballot measure passed. In my opinion, this needs to be passed because it will save lives. It all circles around making condoms mandatory within the Los Angeles porn industry. there's a lot of people, especially within porn, who unfortunately I do not believe are sane. They are not in their right minds. They are not responsible. They are not mature. They are not considerate of other people's health and well-being, whether it be physically or psychologically. They are all running around saying, no one be, no one be. But really it's akin to, you know, a little kid saying that they should not have to walk in line in school, and they should just be able to run up and down the hall without staying in line. You know, in life, you know, we're lucky enough to live in a country to where we are given a certain amount of leeway. But there is a reason that there are laws. There's a reason that there's certain health mandates and regulations within certain industries. And within the porn industry, they've been given free rein for a very long time. But now it's time to put these people under control, because they have been too far out of the realm of anything that's even conceivably that could even conceivably be seen as being within a realm of any sort of control. Just recently, a porn star by the name of Aurora Snow, beautiful young woman, been in the industry for a very long time. I think she's been in excess of around 600 scenes. She decided to speak the truth, you know, suck up her courage, and come out publicly and say that she is, yes, on Measure B, which I think is excellent. I actually posted her report or her blog that she wrote, which I think was initially on a website called The Daily Beast. Go to Porn News Today and click on it. It's one of the featured stories. She very articulately writes about how she thinks condoms in porn should be mandatory. And this is a girl who knows far more than I would, because she's been in over 600 movies or 600 scenes. Since she has come forward with a stance that politically isn't correct within the porn sphere, she has been attacked. She has been insulted. She has basically, by many, been almost cast out for having common sense. So for those of you out there who don't follow her on Twitter, I think her Twitter is Miss Aurora Snow. Make sure you send her a tweet to say, hey, it's great that you were brave and that you are voting yes on Measure B, because I think that's a very important thing to do. Also, you can follow me on Twitter. My Twitter is Monica Foster, obviously. But everyone needs to vote yes on Measure B. You know, there's so many diseases, aside from HIV even, that can easily be contracted. But there was one particular little fact that I saw the AIDS Healthcare Foundation Twitter post the other day. And I'm going to read it to y'all, because this is very important. Because a lot of people in the porn industry, they're saying, oh, they're trying to take away our choice. Oh no, we're not going to be able to choose. Well, you know what? A lot of adult talents haven't really been able to choose anyway, because typically if you are a porn performer and you are a condom only, you will not work even 1/10 as much as somebody who is willing to work without condoms. And that's just the simple truth on that. But yeah, let me find this little fact that I thought was very interesting, because a lot of people say, oh, testing is enough. But I'm going to read this back to you. It's from the AIDS Healthcare Twitter. It says, in a recent study, 25% of HIV-positive men with undetectable blood viral loads continue to have a detectable viral load in their semen. Yeah. Now, I don't know how testing is now within the porn industry, but I'm fairly certain that they're not taking male semen samples to test. They take a urine sample and a blood sample. So being that somebody theoretically could take certain pharmaceuticals that would lower their viral load detection level via their blood enough to where it's not detectable via a typical HIV or AIDS test, they could still transmit the disease via a scene like a cream pie or just through pre-cum. Something to think about. I mean, in my opinion, if that's not the sole reason that you should vote yes on Measure B, I really don't know what else would be. I mean, of course, there are other reasons, which I did talk about on my last Monica at Home Christian Pornstar broadcast, which you can check out on YouTube. But I think that's a pretty good reason. So now we'll pause, and I'll take questions from the chat room. So let's see, was there anything else I really wanted to touch on today? Okay, well this Friday, I have a new coffee table book coming out, and it's called Perfect for Porn, Volume 1. It will be available hopefully this Friday. Well, it should for sure be available this Friday. If you want to pre-order it, of course you can. It'll be available on Amazon.com. But it's not a book I will be making available as an e-book or anything. It is strictly a coffee table book. It should be pretty enjoyable for many of you out there. I'm looking forward to getting it out there. It's a bit of a tongue-in-cheek humor kind of book, but I do think that at times humor can be the greatest weapon you can have in your arsenal. Let's see, anything else I really wanted to talk about? Not really. Not really. I am going to start a private little chit-chat for Christian Pornstar. I'm not sure what day or what time yet, but I've had some people express to me that they do want to be able to video conference in and discuss some issues that are on their mind. Particularly adult entertainers have expressed this to me, so I'm going to make it to where it's not a general public kind of webcast. It's just for people who are adult entertainers. You have to be able to prove that you actually are. But I understand why some people want some privacy when discussing some issues. That's understandable. And thank you, Keith. Keith says, congratulations on the book. It will give me a reason to start drinking some coffee again. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. And it'll also be a very good tool for you to give to anyone that you know who's contemplating a career in adult entertainment. I think this particular little tool that I created might be one of the best, I guess, gateways into explaining why it's probably not the best idea for you to do. So I guess that's really going to be about it for this broadcast of Christian Pornstar. I really am glad that a few of you decided to watch and listen today. One thing I will be, I didn't tell you guys about this. I redesigned the whole Christian Pornstar website. It looks a lot better. You know, the colors are different, the theme, the look of it is a little bit different. If you go to christianpornstar.com, you can check that out. And I will be adding a Christian music playlist, because there are this week I've been listening to so much Christian music that is just like phenomenal. So I want to share some of these musical selections of mine with you guys. So I'm going to make a whole page that's a lot of my favorite, current or modern Christian themed songs. I think some of you might enjoy them. Actually, I got on my Christian music kick from a good friend of mine, Diana, who runs porninthevalley.com. Make sure you guys check that website out, because she's been, she and I both, I think, started listening to Christian music around the same time, but she really got into it. And I typically haven't listened to music around the house so much, but I do now. And wow, it's really elevated my soul and my spirit a lot. So for those of you out there who want to kind of raise your vibrational frequency, I suggest you maybe make a Pandora account and type in a group called Reliant K and create a station based off of their group. And you'll end up being introduced to some pretty cool Christian artists who are musicians, Alright, so that's about it for today. I have some other things I got to get done. But again, thank you everybody for joining in and watching me. I'll put this archive on YouTube probably tonight. And I'll see you guys next week. Have a great week, everybody. Bye-bye.